to what may be the biggest environmental rally in BC, perhaps ever. Right now we've got the largest active grassroots movement in the province, calling on the BC government to end old growth logging, to ensure sustainable second growth logging, and to ban raw log exports. Our next speaker has been working with the Wilderness Committee in developing a very progressive and pro-old growth platform for the BC NDP opposition. Bob Simpson, NDP forestry critic.
Thank you, everybody. I want Ken to stay with me for a minute because as I joined the protest and walked down, he told me he's tired. And he's younger than I am, and he shouldn't be tired, but the reason he's tired is because he's fighting a very difficult battle with a very, very old-thinking government who have their ears stopped. So give him your energy now and give him your thanks. Thank you for that. Thank you for showing up. The message to Premier Campbell and Mr. Bell, as Judith said, their response is, it's the same old suspects with the same old message. Well, my message to them and my message from our colleagues here, who I'll introduce shortly, is this is democracy at work. This is what it's about. The obligation of this government is to listen, not to turn a deaf ear. The obligation of this government is to do exactly what Eli said and start making decisions not for the corporate boardrooms of today, but for the future generations who deserve better than what they're getting right now. Now, I bring greetings to you from Carol James. She cannot be here today, and she's deeply disappointed about that. Anything that I say to you is a reflection of her leadership and what she offers today. John Horgan, MLA from Elahat-Juan-de-Fuca, is recovering from cancer surgery he had yesterday. We had to tell him he could not come because he desperately wanted to, and he's been fighting a good fight for the people of Jordan River and Shirley who want those private lands returned into the public good. I'm joined today by the two MLAs, Scott Fraser, who will speak shortly, who's been fighting a good fight up in Port Alberni Valley in Qualicum region, and Maureen Karaganis, who's with John Horgan, and my colleagues have been fighting the good fight on private lands and sustainable forest management in this legislature. Now let me cut to the chase. We support everything that the Western Canada Wilderness is asking for. That's a given. We need to move to second growth, that's a given, and we need to preserve and protect the remaining old growth. What's not a given, folks, is that we stand on the threshold of a fundamental change in our society, where we are fighting the wrong fight. Wall Street melts down, and we're going to bail them out. Why? Because people have bought this nonsense argument that Wall Street creates wealth. It does not. True wealth comes from the earth. True wealth is clean water and clean air and healthy ecosystems and old growth forests. That's true wealth. How on earth we can find trillions of dollars to bail out corporations and CEOs who have made bad decisions for decades, bail out banks that have robbed us blind for decades. We can do that in a heartbeat, but we cannot put a bailout package together for the earth. What is wrong with us? We must not only exercise our rights as consumers, We must not only be the creators that Eli speaks to, and I hope we get there fast, we must also remember we are first and foremost citizens. And what you are exercising today is your right as a citizen to gather and to have your voices heard. But my friends, more of you must exercise your rights as a citizen day after day and in the voting booth. You're not showing up at the polls. Your friends are not showing up at the polls. Everything is political. And until we understand that until we engage in that process, we will not change the decisions that are made, we will lose every time. So change that system. My friends, there's a person at the back who's living in a brown paper bag, and he's got a sign that says, "Embarrassed to work in our woods." I know that our friends in the labor movement, I know that our friends who are harvesting these forests are just as disappointed and disgusted as you are. It is a coalition that Ken has brought together of many diverse interests. Let's continue the fight, let's continue to support Ken, let's continue to send the message, and then let's change the system so we protect the true wealth of this planet for generations to come. Thank you for coming out.